You wanna say hi, Hoshi? You're wagging your tail, but I'm not letting you eat my persimmon. It doesn't matter if you sit. It's not a convincing argument. Hello, everyone. It is October 20th, and I do believe it's been a while since I did an update. I mean, I think actually the last time that I did an update, I did not have Yuri Plisetsky up here, but now I have the complete Yuri on Ice Family Mart collection. It's Family Mart, isn't it? No, it's Lawson's. Sorry, it's Lawson's. Lawson's collection. As you might notice, I have on some makeup. This is an idea of how I'm going to do my Halloween makeup. So it's already time for Halloween, and I have been preparing this year really, really hard. So it's weird also because over the past, I want to say 3 or 4 days now, it's gotten cool in Yamanashi in Japan, and it hasn't been cool until recently. Why is my brain not working? I can't even think of what to say properly. But yeah, it's been really, really hot. It was a super, super long summer. I mean, it is like the middle of October and it's just now getting cold. They even harvested the rice and it was hot that day. And we've also had a really long typhoon season as well. So we have had a lot of typhoons this year, way more than we did last year. So that's kind of annoying, and it's technically not the end of typhoon season yet. So there's gonna be more typhoons. Which is just I'm not happy. I don't like typhoons, but at least this year I have a car, so I can deal with that. But yeah, it's actually what I did last year was in the fall and towards the end of summer, I would leave the windows open because at night it's cooler. It's hot during the day, but it's cooler at night and in the mornings. But this summer was so hot that I couldn't do that because by the time I woke up, it was steaming hot outside, and I had to shut all the doors and windows really quick and turn on the AC because I was dying of heat. And I did buy a fan so that I could be a little bit cooler and everything, but my dog was just he was dying. He was not getting the fan and just not having a good time, and I look so cat-like with this makeup on. I can't take myself seriously. No, you may not! Why are you bothering me? Go away. You cannot have my persimmon. I have a persimmon here, and he's super interested in it. You may not have my persimmon. You may not. You may not have my drink. No, you may not. No, you may not kiss me. This is makeup, and you are not a makeup remover. I paid a lot of money for a makeup remover, and you are not it. Although I paid a lot of money for him too. So this is not a final look. I don't know what I'm doing with my eyebrows for real. I also think that the way I did my eyes is sort of okay, but also sort of not okay. I did this one thing where I underlined it with black and then shut up. And then I did red underneath, instead of doing this curvy thing that goes onto my nose, I just went straight red. And I don't really like these whiskers either. You can tell the way I did them was I just did that and dot 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 and then drew it. But I'm thinking, I'm not sure if that's right. And then the way I've done my mouth, it looks like I mean, the idea was that it's a fox smell, so it's a bit whiter. If I smile, it looks whiter. And then I thought I would, like, it's mixing, like, kabuki, like, traditions and, not maybe kabuki traditions, but, like, geisha, I guess, or whatever. They, like, do, like, small lips and stuff, so I thought I would color less of my mouth than there actually is, and make it look more animal-like, because it's a costume and it's not actually, like, I'm not, like, trying to, like, culturally appropriate. Stop it! Culturally appropriate anything, you know, so. So, I was using grease paint for it, and I, like, did another whisker down here, and then I didn't like it, so then I covered it up with the grease paint, and it's, like, tacky. It's, like, sticky and gross, and that's what I used for, like, my whole face before. This actually is not grease paint. It is from a high-end makeup shop in Tokyo they sell the same makeup that kabuki artists and geikos and maikos wear. So geishas, yeah. So this is that stuff, and the red on my mouth and on my eyes is that stuff, and on my eyebrow, yes, but these little dots, no, and the little whiskers, no, and oh, my nose, yes. So actually, I don't know if I like the nose. I mean, I covered it. I started doing that, like, before I even, like, that was, like, one of the first things I did. I did the mouth, and then I did the nose, and I didn't do that. I should have done the eyes first and left the nose for later. I mean, I think it's kind of cute. And it makes it look very, like, animal-like. But I don't know if I like it or not. And I'm really starting to not like the mouth. It's not cute. I mean, it's not supposed to be cute. But I don't know. Do I look cat-like? I'm not supposed to be a cat. I'm not supposed to be a rabbit either. That's what I'm getting from this. Cat and rabbit, not fox. Like, what the heck? So, and I also have a yukata that goes with this, and I mean, I could have gotten, like, a costume yukata. I wish I had, because then I wouldn't have to decide about anything, but I don't fit into any ones that they have here. So I have a yukata. Stop that! That I bought a while ago, and I'm just gonna, I don't wear it because I feel like it fits me a little bit small, but actually it doesn't. It's tight. And I tried a bunch of different ways of, like, wearing it, and took a bunch of photos, and I think I've figured out the way I want to do it. The only thing is, like, stop it. The only thing is, like, when I wear it, the center, like, the obi section is very, like, padded. There's lots of, like, fabric there, and then you add, like, belts and things like that. But I'm not actually using a real obi. I'm not using real obi. The only real obi that I have is not the right color for it. So I bought a swatch of fabric, and I'm using that to make, like, a fake obi belt, which they have phobies in Japan that they sell just, like, normally, and it's just like a belt with, like, a big cardboard kind of, like, bow thing that you slide into the back of it to make it look like it's been tied. And even that one is not the right color, so I'm not wearing that one. Plus, I hate that one. The one that I bought, the first one, it's all wrinkly and super thin and everything, and I would much rather use, like, the scarf and swatch of fabric that I'm going to use. And the thing is, like, I've got this, like, mask that I can put on the back of my head, and I swear it looks like it's a person. It's so good. It's so good. And it's creepy, and I put it on my Instagram, and somebody famous saw it, and they were like, hey, just found this, drop me some love. And I was like, dude, you're famous. Why are you? I guess the world is actually connected, isn't it? Wow, like amazing. So, anyway, it's really creepy. It creeps me out every single time I take pictures. And it's getting a lot better. And I was thinking, oh, well, you know, what really ruins it is having the belt tied in the back. Because then it looks like the back of a kimono, like, or yukata, even more than it would usually. And actually, the way that I changed it makes my butt even more apparent. So now even if I tie it, like, in the front, the back of it now has my butt showing a lot more. So there's that. I don't like it because actually I made it longer and I can see my butt more. I made the length of it longer. Now it's like knee length. Before that it was above the knee, like mid-thigh kind of. And it was more like straight, like A-line. But if I made it longer, it was more like pencil skirt, like hugging the curves, you know? Don't complain to me. And I'm hungry. And this is cold. It's been in the fridge, and I didn't realize it was in the fridge. And then I found it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have fruit. Sweet. It's fall, so persimmons are in season, and I love persimmons. I'm going to get some free ones from my neighbors. He loves persimmons, too. He would eat this all by himself if I let him, and I won't. So, I've decided that I'm going to tie it in the front, and then I remembered that oirans, who are Japanese courtesans, will tie their obis in the front, and they're sex workers. So I was like, it's kind of sexy, right? Like, the face makeup that makes me look like a cat rabbit is not sexy. But I'm supposed to be, like, not human, so I don't know. And then the sexy mask, or creepy sexy mask, is in the back. My ass is in the back. I don't really know. And then in the front, it's all like, yeah, I'm sexy. I'm from the Edo period. I'm open for business. And the whole reason I'm doing this costume is because I'm going to a club in Tokyo that says if you dress in an Edo period costume, then you get a discount. And I was like, yeah, great. It's going to be a bunch of people in, like, kimonos and stuff like that. I mean, there's a bunch of other costumes you could wear, like, you could be a Tengu, or an Oni, or heck, a Pokemon. I mean, if we're just talking about, like, Japanese inspired costumes, I'm going to be a Pokemon this year, which is Japanese, right? So, there's that. But it's not Edo. It's not, like, old-fashioned. The only thing is I don't really have shoes I can wear. Like, whenever I wear my yukata for, like, a festival, which I might go to one tomorrow, but I'm not going to wear a yukata. I'm not going to wear, like, an outfit because it's, like, fall. And we don't really, I mean, I've never been to, like, a fall festival, I don't think. It is cold enough that I shut my windows and turned on the heater, and I'm wearing, like, my sweater and, like, fleece leggings that I haven't pulled out of my closet. I bought them in the winter and then, like, didn't need them, and then I just haven't worn them until today. It's just too cold. I'm, like, thinking about, like, pulling the cord out of my kotatsu and, like, plugging it in, but I have to move the tabletop, and I don't really want to do it. But if it was plugged in, I would just, like, I would totally switch that baby on. It doesn't even have, like, the blanket to, like, trap the heat or anything like that, but I mean, it's a heater. like right in front of me, and my feet are freezing. And my dog earlier, he like crawled on them. And I was like, "You're so warm. My little toesies are not warm. Like, please warm my toes. Stop complaining. Like, you could be laying on my feet right now. Like, you could be helping me. But no, you're just looking cute. He's too cute. Oh, so Saturday, tomorrow, because today's Friday night. Tonight's Friday night. Actually, technically, it's already Saturday week. I was like thinking, oh, I don't have anything to do tomorrow, and then I remembered there's that festival, which is like the biggest festival in that city, and I've been to other festivals in that city just for funsies. And I'm like definitely going. I don't know what I'm gonna wear. Maybe my Halloween costume. Maybe it's only a week until Halloween. I could wear my Halloween costume. Why not? It's not exactly ready, but I could wear it. And then if I don't like it, I could just take off my hat because it's basically a Pokemon hat and like a dress that's the same color. So I could just then be wearing a dress with like a bib on it. Unless I don't use the bib. I mean, it's a good idea to like trial run your costumes before you actually have to wear them, right? This dog right here, I bought this felt to make these like fingerless glove things, and then he ate the felt that I was going to use on the palm. He ate it. And I got mad at him, and I like put it in his mouth, and I was like, eat it again! And he did. He ate it again. I was like, no, you don't actually swallow it. Don't. But he did. He ate it. He ate it so much. He ate it. For real. What is wrong with you? Anyway, on Sunday, my company's having archery barbecue, which they had in like the spring or summer last year, but this year we're doing it in the fall, and it is cold. It is cold already. It's going to be high in the mountains. It's going to be cold. And I asked my boss, I was like, is it okay? Like, it's probably not going to be okay. Like, it's not okay. Like, just let me know if it's okay, but it probably isn't. If I can I, like, it's probably not okay for me to bring my dog, right? Like, because there was an issue with, like, one of my coworkers. He was like, oh, can I invite my friend? She's got like 3 kids. One of them is, the oldest is like 14, and that one really likes archery, so it'll be great. And then the other 2, they're like 11 or something like that. I don't remember, but maybe 11 and 9 or something. And they're all really well behaved. Like, it'll be totally fine. Like, can she like bring them? And the boss is kind of like, maybe the older one, but like the younger ones, I don't think so, right? Like, I don't think it's a good idea. So I think she's not coming. I think that lady's not coming. But then I was like, can I bring my dog? And he's like, yeah, you can bring your dog. Like, it's fine. And I was like, really? Really? It's okay? Like, he was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like your baby or whatever. And I was like, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't let that other lady bring her actual babies, but you let me bring my dog. So, I don't know. But, I mean, it's good for me because he's not going to be home alone while I'm doing the archery barbecue. And while we're doing the actual archery, he's going to be tied up either at this, like, pavilion where we have the barbecue, which is right next to where the archery is, or I'll leave him in the car with the window down. And it's cool enough now that he'll be totally fine. So, he gets to go into the mountains while we do archery and have barbecue, and other people can meet him, I guess, and hang out with him and stuff. So that'll be cool. Like a party and everything. I don't think they've seen him since he was like a couple months old, and he had this like issue with his paw, and I had to bring him to work because I was taking him to the vet right after. Stop whining! He's doing this a lot lately. Like, he just like, stop it. Stop it. What is wrong with you? Why? Yes, I'm talking to you! He's standing there staring at me. I'm talking to you! Stop it! He has stopped. He took like a big breath. It's weird. I can't deal with him right now. I can't deal with him. I know he's hungry. That's why he's whining so much. I'm looking at you like that. You're hungry. Now he's like, do I have to do something again? I'm not giving you my persimmon. No. No. No, 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 no. Don't want it. Why did I move this away? Anyway. Tomorrow, Kawagoe Festival. The day after, on Sunday, archery barbecue. Next weekend, lots of Halloween stuff. And the dog show. Yes, that's what's happening. It's very, very busy. And I need money. And mainly for like a trip that I have coming up next month. I'm going to go to Jeju. Can't believe it. I can't believe I'm going to Jeju. I'm so excited, and I need money to pay for food when I get there, and I'm really sad because I was trying really hard to save money this month, besides like also putting money into my savings and paying for credit card bills. And it's not happening. Like, next week, I think I'm gonna get paid next week, probably. Let me just double. It's the 20th, so 5 days from now, right? Which is Thursday. So I do get paid next week, and right now I have like $300. So I will probably spend, hopefully, at most 200 between now and next week. Usually I can do 100 a week, which means I saved $100 this week. Which I probably really, really didn't, because I still need to pay for credit card stuff. Fuck. Okay. Anyway, things are tight. Things are tight right now. It sucks. It sucks a lot. But you gotta keep going, keep moving, keep trucking. What else has happened since spring or summer? When was the last time I was on here? I started doing this thing where I'm like on Facebook Live a lot, because I have my phone and I can just shoot stuff and put it on Facebook Live, and people are like, hey, you should do vlogging on YouTube. And I was like, I would if it was easier. I would actually like show you guys my life outside of my apartment on YouTube if it was easier for me, but it's not. So my Facebook friends and family see some things. I put some things on Instagram, and I have different content on this platform. That's just me. What are you doing? What are you doing? I tried to teach him roll over today, and he would like get on his side and stuff, but then he wouldn't roll over, and now he's like halfway on his back and on his side, and I'm like very tempted to just pull him over and have him roll. Roll, dog, why won't you roll? I look crazy. I look crazy. I look so freaking crazy. Like, but that's what makes it not cultural appropriation, because it's obviously messed up. And if I understand the elements that go into a costume, then it can't be cultural. I mean, it can, but it's probably not cultural appropriation, right? I really want to watch Paranorman. I really wish Netflix had like a curated like 13 days of Halloween or something going on with it. But so far, all I know is that there's a new Sabrina the Teenage Witch that's coming out on Netflix, and The Haunting of Hill House is supposed to be scary. But I mean, I don't actually like scary movies. I want to watch Paranorman. And, like, maybe Halloween Town. I don't know. And I wish I had TV, like network TV, but I don't. No, I don't. Who's a goosey goosey goose? Who's a goosey goosey goose? Why can't you roll over? What is wrong with you? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna eat my percent and go watch the movies. Oh, crap. I need to write this article for my work. And I have to wash this off my face. What I did was I rubbed a wax stick all over my face. And it's supposed to be just for my eyebrows, which are on fleek. They so good. And I just need to put like a thicker white base on my face. And I'm thinking maybe I'll do my hands as well. I used it to mix it a little bit, so it's a little bit lighter than usual. But it can be even more opaque. This is not as opaque as it gets. It was a good decision to spend $60 on professional Japanese makeup for traditional Japanese makeup. Although, I didn't get everything I needed. I was missing the Binsuke Abura. Binsuke Abura, which is like a type of oil that you put on your face to make sure that like everything is even and goes on smoothly. The type of wax that I put on my face is supposed to be just for eyebrows, right? I just took that stick and I rubbed it all over my face. I was like, it'll work. It's fine. It's wax. It's not the same wax, but anyway. I'm gonna go. Thank you for tuning in. Things that are happening this month. Oh, I didn't talk about what happened for Oban. Did I? I kind of shared that a little bit on my other social media. But I ended up going to Kansai, which is Kyoto and Osaka, but I didn't really go to Osaka. I just kind of went to the outskirts of Osaka. And I meant to go to Kobe, and I meant to have Kobe beef, but I was, you know, like rushing or something, and I ended up spending like $70 driving on the highway, which is as much as it costs for me to like fill up a tank of gas. Just on like toll road tolls. Like crazy. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. I slept next to Lake Biwa, which is famous for mackerel, I want to say. Like the Saba Highway, it's like a major, like, there's like a road from like the inside Sea of Japan, like between Korea, China, and Japan. Yeah, I'm pretty sure mackerel is Saba, right? And so they catch it there, and then they go down Lake Biwa, where they also have Saba, and then they would transport it to Kyoto, which is like super close, actually. And actually, Obama, the city of Obama, Japan, is in that area too, and I did not go there. I thought about going there, but I did not go there. But I did sleep next to Lake Biwa, and it was beautiful, and there were fishermen everywhere, and I saw dead fish on the lake shore. At least one. And it was fun, and it was gorgeous, and I wish I had brought my bathing suit, but I forgot it at home, so I wasn't able to go swimming during my summer vacation. I'm in anguish over that, okay? But anyway, after that, I was, like, it was super early, and I went there to eat, like, this funazushi stuff, which is, like, a super traditional type of sushi, like one of the original types of sushi, like before modern sushi, there was this kind of sushi, and I went there to eat it, but it was so early, nothing was open, and I didn't go to a campsite, which I should have done, but it was late, so I didn't do that. And I was like, okay, well, it's gonna rain tomorrow, so I'm gonna go into Kyoto today instead of trying to get myself some of that Oma beef, which is the same thing as Kobe beef, because that place, the places that sold it didn't open until lunchtime, and it was like 8 in the morning or 7 in the, I can't remember. It was early, So I drove to Kyoto, and it was a beautiful drive next to Lake Biwa, which is huge. It's a giant lake. I've never seen the Great Lakes in America, but I imagine it's maybe as big as that. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Gorgeous. Mountains, beautiful, wonderful. Got to Kyoto and heard from everyone. Everyone told me before I went that I could not drive in Kyoto, especially over Obon, because it was going to be so busy and there was going to be nobody there. I mean, so many people there, and it would be impossible to drive and impossible to find parking. So I went and I found a bike rental place online, and I parked my car in paid parking lot. And it was only like $10 for a day, and I was like, sweet, best deal ever. I'm never going to find a better deal. I'm going to leave it there all day. And so I went to the bike shop that I found online, and it turns out it was, I mean, for the same reason that I wanted to rent there, other people were renting there, and they rented all the bicycles. They had no bicycles available that day. So I looked online really quickly, and I found another bicycle shop in the area that was like 10-minute walk away, 10-15-minute walk away. And I was like, you know, I'm just going to walk there. I'm not going to move my car, trying to find parking again, because who knows if I can. And so I walked there, and I passed cheaper parking on the way, where it was like $8 a day. And I was like, I'm not turning around moving my car, and anything like that. So I got the bicycle, same price for like pretty much any bicycle rental shop in Kyoto, like $1,000 for a day, but like the day finishes at like 5 or 6 or something like that. So it's not a full day. And it was, they open at like 10 or something. So got the bike, biked back to my car, picked up my dog. He was going to run while I was biking. This is something that he does. And what is happening with my eye? Oh Lord, it's itchy. What came off? A little bit of gold and a little bit of pink. How does it look? Eh. Oh, the black would come off more easily, I think. But anyway, I look like the fucking Joker. Yeah. Got him, and then we were gonna bike to Kinkoji, I forget, the Golden Palace or whatever, which was across the city, and I didn't realize how far it was, and it took forever to get there, and it rained, the rain that I was trying to avoid and everything, it rained twice, and it misted, and it was just horrible and awful, and I fell in the river, because I went down to the river, and I was like, oh, look, it's a river, I can go out into the middle of it, on this, like, weird half-submerged structure, and I kind of did, and then when I turned back, I just, like, straight up slipped, and sat my butt down in the river, and then, I don't know, we went through this, like, big, old palace place, lot, or whatever, we just, like, bicycled through it, and it was really uncomfortable, and there were tons of mosquitoes, because I had to stop to use the bathroom, and there were mosquitoes there, and the dog kept pulling the bicycle over, and getting freaked out because the bicycle was falling down, and I was like, you're an idiot, stop it! Listen to me! And we actually clotheslined a guy while we were running. Like, he went on the other side of this man, and I was like, what's happening? I got pulled over, and the guy, like, fell over, and the dog, like, we fell on him, and it was just like, what happened? And he was like, what? I don't, and I was just like, I don't know what happened, and it was just like one of those awkward moments, like, let's stop and, like, get away from the situation, please, because it's too much. But I don't know, I guess he knew that I was a foreigner, because he just walked away. He was just like, I feel like people in Kyoto just hate foreigners. They're so used to tourists. They're just like, tourists are stupid. I think actually the thing I did with my makeup to do like the bottom cheeks, I didn't like them at first, but now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't look too bad. That's how I did it. I don't know, man. Like, I didn't like it at first, but now this makeup is growing on me because I'm staring at it. Staring at my face moving. It's not the mirror. I don't know. Anyway, so we got to the palace, and I left him in the bike parking because they had bike parking. But guess what else they had? They had car parking. I could have driven and parked my car there. And there were so many people driving. Are you kidding me? Seriously? But I was like just happy to be there, so I left him with the bike parking. He was fine. He was totally fine. I tried to bring him inside. They were like, nah, you can't bring your dog. And I was like, okay, fine, cool. And I realized that I was missing my bicycle key for not the bike that I had right then and there, but the one that I had at home. It was on my keychain, which I left out because I was using the carabiner to clip his leash onto the bike. So the keys were all swinging around, and when I noticed that the bike key was missing, like the key ring had been pulled apart because it was still like hanging on a little bit, I tucked that into my bag and zipped it up, and I was like, I'm not losing any more keys today. But I didn't feel too bad about the bike key because I already lost one of the other copies of the key, and I was just like, oh, fuck it, can't use that key, that bike anymore, I guess. Persimmons are great. I don't know if it's the name or something, but they have these little flecks in them that look like cinnamon, so I always think of them as like a spicy fruit. He's like, seriously, like, give me some, please. No. This is my persimmon. My first persimmon of the season. Maybe you can have some when I'm good and almost done with it. So I went in, took photos. It was really fun. And it was really, really, really quick. I was surprised. I thought, maybe it would like come back around to it, but no, it was just, you just walk straight by it and you're done. And basically that's it. So that was that. And then I got out and we went to the next temple, which is famous for a rock garden. And I like left him outside. Not near my bicycle because I thought it would not be good to have him near my bicycle. I don't know. I thought the guy who was like in the parking lot would be like, no, you can't leave your dog here. In which case I would just leave him outside of the temple, which is what I did. I left him off the footpath, away from most people, like, but near kind of the entrance. But outside of the temple. I went in, saw the thing, decided to try their restaurant that they had in there with their Japanese garden, and the food was shit. It was awful. It was terrible. It was probably the worst food I've had in Japan so far. Just because it was like, why did I pay money for this? Like, it's for people who've never eaten tofu, I guess. I don't know. It was dumb. But by the time I got out there, I could see that he had like moved some of the gravel that was near him like around, like he had been like, I don't know, like scratching up the dirt just a little bit. Like he didn't like dig into the dirt, he just kind of like swiped it across the ground a little bit. And I guess he had a little hissy fit and like freaked out or something, because when I went to go get him, one of the ladies who was an attendant at the, has it been 40 minutes already? Fuck. At the temple or whatever came up and she was like, is this your dog? And I was like, yes. And she's like, you guys need to leave. And I was like, cool, we're leaving. And she was like, she was only speaking Japanese. Only speaking Japanese, but I kind of understood what she was saying. Kind of. And I'm pretty sure she, like, lectured me a little bit on, like, it's not nice to bring your dog, you should leave him in the car, kind of, and I was just like, yeah, except for my car is, like, across the city, like, I used a bike because that's what people do in Kyoto, you bike around, haha. I mean, but most people don't have a dog with them, right? Because if you're a tourist, you're not going to have a pet with you. But I'm, like, this weird, like, I don't even know what I am. Like, I'm a temporary local. That's what I am. But so a local person who has a dog with them would have their car with them, which I did. But I decided to be a tourist, but still have my dog that day. So I rented a bicycle, but I still brought my dog because I wanted him to get exercise. And I wanted him to enjoy the city and not just sit in the car while I went sightseeing. So, she was just like, yeah, you need to go. And I was like, cool, I'm leaving. And I was bending down to, like, untie him and go, and she was just, what the hell is he doing? Shut up! He's going, like he's singing or something's weird. She just, like, kept standing there, like, watching me, and I was just like, do you want something? Like, I felt like she was, I don't know. Like, at first I felt like she wanted something. Like, I felt almost like when my mom would talk to me about something and she'd be like, I want you to do this thing. And I'd be like, okay, cool. And then I would be too afraid to move, kind of, where, like, I wouldn't want to turn my back on her because I'm a little bit, like, I don't trust you to, like, not, like, badmouth me while I'm doing the thing that you just asked me to do, kind of. Yeah, that's what it is. So, I got issues, apparently. I mean, I'm a person. I have issues, right? And that includes me waiting for you to finish your request before I actually carry out the request. Like, I want to know the full scope of what I'm getting into before I actually do something, Like, if you're going to come at me later with an addendum and some notes and things about my performance, like I am trying to perform something for you, no, that's not what this is, okay? Like, I am not in service to other people. I am a person. I am an individual. I am my own being. I am not somebody's vassal or peon or servant or anything like that. Like, if you have something to say to me, you're going to say it to me, okay? And I don't need you to stand over my shoulder like you're my manager trying to give me notes on how to do a job for you. So, this lady was like, I don't know. I was like, do you want something else? Kind of like, just, do you want something? And she was just like, no, do you want something? And I was like, no, do you want something? She was like, no, you need to go because you need to leave. And I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. I'm going right now. I was going before you walked up to tell me to leave. Like, I'm done. You just saw me leave the temple, so I'm done with this area. I came here for the temple and I finished with the temple and now I'm coming up to my dog to get him. I'm not trying to leave my dog in front of your temple. And if I was, I wouldn't come up to him. I wouldn't do that. Like, if I was going to abandon an animal, this isn't how I would behave. Okay? So I was leaving before you told me to leave. I'm still leaving. I'm not hanging out here all day, all week, all month, for the rest of my life. I'm not hanging out here. I'm leaving. What do you want from me? You want to watch me walk away? You want to watch me get my shit and carry it out of the door? You want to watch? Is that what that is? Are you going to stand here and follow me out? Are you escorting me out right now? Like, really? Really? Have I been violent? I don't, like, what is happening? Like, really? Do you want something from me? You wanna, like, act like I've done something so terrible? Like, who do you think you are? Like, really? Like, what is this? I mean, honestly. So, we did a little bit of a stare-off thing where I was just like, can I help you? Do you want anything else? And she was like, no, you have to leave. And I was like, I am leaving. I'm leaving as soon as you leave me alone. And there was a little bit of kind of like, I wasn't sure if she was going to say anything, like if she, like it was, I mean, I have a bit of an attitude now, but at the time, honestly at the time, because of the language difference, I wasn't sure if she was going to, like, ask me for anything else or if she had any other concerns. Like, I'm not trying to, like, be mean or anything like that, but it did seem like later on, like, I've had some time to think about it, she was being petty. She was being kind of like, and that's kind of like the attitude of people in Kyoto who are just, they're just sick of tourists. They have so many, like, national treasures there that they just have to protect them from tourists who just want to destroy everything. So, yeah. There's a little bit of attitude, I would say, and, like, superiority. And it's not just from that one experience that I'm basing this off of. Like, there's other things that happen too. So anyway, we were doing that whole thing, and then this guy comes up and he's like, can I help you guys? Like, I can speak both. So, and I was like, yeah, does she want something from me? Like, she asked me to leave, and well, okay, so originally, I didn't talk to her. Him. He talked to the Japanese lady, and the Japanese lady was, like, talking and everything. She was like, I don't want the dog here, blah, blah, blah. I don't really know what she was saying or whatever. But she was telling him that she wanted me to leave. And I was like, yes, I'm leaving right now. I'm finished. I'm on my way out. And so he told her that. And then they kind of both stood there a little bit awkwardly. And I was like, does she want anything else? Is there anything else I can do for you guys? Like, what else do you want? I've already said I'm gonna go. And he asked her, and she was just kind of like, no, not really. And then we just kind of stood there for a bit, and I was like, okay, cool. Thank you so much for your help, sir. You know. And he's like, yeah, no problem. And he walked off. I mean, he kind of looked at the situation a little bit, and he's like, okay, alright. Bye. Because he was there to visit the temple. So he wasn't going to hang around all day. Because once you do the thing you got there to do, you're done. You know, you're going to go, right? And you kind of get there to do the thing you're going to do, and then you leave. That's kind of how it works at a tourist attraction. You go there to do something, you do it, and you leave. So I was leaving. So after that communication snafu was clarified, she walked off. I untied my dog, and we walked away. Wow. Wow, we did that. Wow. I mean, could have done that whole thing without any of this whole, like, I don't know. Anyway, maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion or whatever. I don't know. I honestly believe there's, like, no ill intent with most people in most interactions. Like, it's totally fine. It's just, it could be interpreted some ways sometimes. So anyway, after that, I was tired and just like exhausted from the day. And there was a bunch of like cute little snack shops that we passed, but my phone battery was super, super, super low. And it was kind of late, near the time that I would have to turn the rental bike back in. So we biked across the city to a McDonald's where I tied him up outside near the sidewalk next to where I parked my bike in the dedicated bike parking, which is also metered in Kyoto. Metered bike parking. Metered bike parking. And there was a bus stop right in front, and so people would like go to the bus stop, wait, walk by, drive by to come into the lot, which was also metered, and ride their bikes by and stuff. So there were a couple of situations where people were just like, they were, I don't know, not paying attention as they walked or biked by. And I could see from inside, like, I found myself an outlet. They had a McCafe in there, and I got a drink. And I sat myself down in front of the window so I could watch my dog, where an outlet was and everything. And I could see people would just, like, they would, like, be doing their own thing. And all of a sudden they'd be like, oh my gosh, it's a dog! Kind of stuff. And I was just like, what is wrong with people? And I walked around the building a little bit trying to find a place that was like quieter and like a little bit out of the way. Didn't really find anything, but I did find somebody in the stairwell, like talking on the phone, looking out the window. And I got really paranoid that they were gonna call like animal services on my dog, and I was just like, no, he's okay. So I was really worried, and I charged my phone for like a quarter of the battery, I guess. And then I ran outside and got him, and parking was free because I was only there for a little bit. And we went on our way across the city, returned the bike. I went to an onsen because I was disgusting after returning the bike. I had been rained on, I had been sweating, it was just not a good day for me physically. I don't know how else to describe it. But I tied him up outside and I went into the onsen and I came out and it was good. So then I went to, I think I went to did I go to McDonald's? No, I didn't go to McDonald's. Went to my car, got my keys out of my bag, was checking the keys, couldn't find my car keys. They were gone. My car keys were missing. Gone. Just gone. I'm like 5-7 hours drive away from my hometown, I guess. Anyone that I know. Almost anyone that I know. And, yeah. I just ridden that bicycle all the way across the city. I mean, literally across the city before I put the keys away. So they could have been anywhere. I could have dropped them in the river. I don't know what happened to them. I'm guessing at some point when my bike keys were yanked off, so were my car keys. Don't know when that happened. Don't know where it happened. It was dark. I did not have the rental bicycle anymore. My car was locked, and it started to rain. Like a light drizzle. I had the dog with me. So I tied him up next to the car. I figured he could crawl under it if he wanted to get out of the rain. He didn't do that. And there was no way to get into the car. So I called my boss and I told him, I was like, I'm locked out of my car in Kyoto. What do I do? And he was like, is the key, are you sure? Blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's not coming back. It's missing. And he was like, yeah, call the Japan Automobile Federation, JAF, and they'll get you into your car. They'll fix everything, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I asked him, I was like, can you translate? Like, if I want to call a locksmith, can you translate for me? And he was like, yeah, maybe. So I went back to a nearby McDonald's, like up the street, and charged my phone because the battery was going again. And I got like a meal. So that I could like sit there and try and call a locksmith, and I did call a locksmith, and they didn't speak any English, and it really, really sucked. So then I did call JF, and I asked them, can you guys come and get me into my car and maybe translate for a locksmith for me so that I can get a key made so that I can start my car and drive it back home. Because I can't take the train because I've got a dog with me, so I can't even use that method of getting back home. And they were like, well, we can't translate for you, but we can send somebody over to unlock the car for you. And I was like, it doesn't do me much good if I can't move it. Plus, it's in paid parking, so it's costing me money. Every hour it's in paid parking. But they did send a guy over to unlock it, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got the dog here. I'm probably, like, and the guy offered to call somebody who's a locksmith to get me a key made. And he said, well, they could come tonight. And it turned out, actually, it was really early. I was surprised. I was like, wow, it's actually, I mean, he could come before midnight, and that would be great. But I opted to stay the night in the car in the parking lot with the dog, not get like a hotel room or anything and leave my dog alone because I was afraid of like the door shutting and locking again and not having a key to open it again. And I didn't want to just leave my dog alone, you know. I'd have to like tie him to the wheel or something. I don't even know. So the locksmith came in the morning and made 2 sets of keys. One I put on my ring and one I'm keeping inside the car in case I ever get locked out again. Then they can unlock the door and I'll have a key inside the car if I lose the key. So, yeah, that night was not great. It was like hot and just not great. Just not great. But in the end, it only cost me $10 in the parking lot, and it cost me like $300 to get the keys made and the door unlocked. That just blew through my money. That was my fancy beef money, my Kobe beef money. That was it. It was just gone after that. Like fucking hell. There's my vacation. So after that, I was like, fuck Kyoto. I hate Kyoto. I never want to come back here again. Never, 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 never. I was just sick of it. I didn't want to go anywhere. And then I remembered Fushimi Inari. I was like, you know what? It's on the way out. I'll go there. That's fine. And we did. Went to Fushimi Inari. It was raining. They have their own dedicated parking lot. So you can drive and park there for free. So I did. I parked there for free. There was an asshole who was laying on the horn behind me on this like little 2-way street the entire way. I want to say like a good 7 blocks before we got there. And I was like, why the fuck are you driving on this street with all the tourists? I don't know. It sucks if you live in a tourist city, I guess. It just sucks, okay? You're angry all the time. So anyway, yeah. there was that guy. Climbed for a bit, didn't realize it was an entire fucking mountain that's a 40-minute hike up. I went through this back trail, and it was like, hey, if you want to get to the top of mountain, Mount Inari, it's 40 minutes to the top. It said that twice after I had hiked for like 15 minutes. I was like, fuck no, I'm turning around. But it was a little bit off the beaten path with like no gates and everything. It looked pretty cool. And then, yeah, I realized that I just didn't have the time, didn't have the desire to climb up to where there were no people. I took some photos. It was great. It was fine. There was there were actually foreigners there who were like, "Oh my gosh, look, it's an emotional support animal." He's not an emotional support animal. He's a pet. And like, you're allowed to have pets come to Fushimi Inari because it's an outdoor shrine on a mountain. And there are videos online. Like, I checked before I brought him in to make sure that it was okay to have a pet on your leash, a dog on leash, you know. And it was on the website. It says it's okay. There are videos of other people bringing their pets. So, you jealous ass should probably shut up, is what I wanted to say. But at the time, I was really pissed off. I just walked away. Yeah. Apparently, emotional support animals are like a super big thing in the States right now. And I don't wanna. I just want to bring my dog with me because I don't want him to be like, he spends so much time inside the house by himself, alone, sleeping while I'm at work and everything, like on the weekend or if I'm out. And it's just so much easier and better to have him with me, doing something rather than doing nothing, which is why I'm taking the archery barbecue. So he's not here by himself, sleeping on the weekend, when he sleeps all the time by himself during the week. He's got to have something different in his life. What kind of life is it if you don't do something different every once in a while? So, took some pictures, and then after that we went to Nara, famous for the deer park. I tried to get money out of my bank account because I knew I had like $100 in there, and I was like, I'm gonna use that $100 for the rest of my vacation because I'm out of cash now. Because I didn't use my credit card, which I should have definitely used, but I didn't. I'm such an idiot. I should use my credit card. And it turns out that my cell phone bill was being drawn out of my bank account. So I had like $5 in my bank account, not 100. And I tried to pull the money out, and I was like, what's happening? It says I have money on my checkbook. And then I gave it to the people, and they updated my checkbook for me, and a charge had brought money out of the checkbook, like maybe twice or something like that, and there was $5 left. And I was like, oops. Sorry. I mean, I was embarrassed, but there's no like point in saying sorry. I was just like, sorry me. I'm sorry to myself because I played myself. So then I didn't have money, and I went to Nara. I parked the car in a paid parking lot, and the lady there was pretty nice, like really, really nice actually. And I walked the dog around the park, and the deer were so afraid of him. He'd never seen deer before in his life, and he was like, what is that? Are those dogs? Those are not dogs. Those are not dogs. What are they? Those are not dogs. Right, Hoshi, they're not dogs. He's actually a hunting dog who Japanese people used to hunt deer and boar. So, I mean, I guess those instincts are pretty strong still. I've seen him like go after birds before, but we don't really have deer or boar around, but he does like the deer. Good to know, right? So, yeah, he freaked out all the deer who saw him and scared them away, and everybody else was like, oh no, the deer running away. And I was like, oops. eek, sorry. So we walked around, we visited the temple, and the dog freaked everything out, and I was just like really stressed by it. So I walked back to the car, gave him his dinner, and put him away in the car. And it was like getting dark-ish, and I was like, you know what, I'm really tired, but also I came here for deer, and I didn't get to hang out with deer at all because of the dog. Because they ran away from me and the dog. And I was like upset about that, so I was like, you know what? Even though my feet hurt, I'm gonna go out again and I'm gonna pet some deer and I'm gonna get them to bow to me. Except for I didn't, because I didn't buy crackers. You have to buy deer crackers to get them to bow to you. They don't do it otherwise. I mean, you can try and trick them, but it doesn't. I didn't really try, and it didn't work anyway. So I went to this hill that I saw the first time as I was walking back to the park, and it was full of deer, and it looks like they like sleep there, and they have like all their babies hang out there and everything. And I went there, and I was like, there were so many deer, and it was so nice, and I just like kind of like wandered in, sat down in the middle of them, and just like hung out. And after a while, they came up to me, and they sniffed me, and they walked past me, and they were completely fine. They're so tame. They're like, whoever, actually Nara used to be like a government center of old, like ancient Japan. Like before Kyoto, like Nara was actually a government center, and it makes sense because it's like even more central and like protected. And like there's so many more temples in Nara than there, I mean, maybe not more than in Kyoto, but there's so many temples in Nara. And Hoshi, stop chewing on yourself. And the deer are natural lawnmowers, so they actually keep up the temple grounds by like mowing the grass and stuff, and it's really great. I mean, I think it's fantastic. It's super smart. It's like letting a herd of goats free on your property to like clean up all the like scrubs and shrubs, not scrubs, shrubs and everything to like keep it all neat, except for it's deer and they look so elegant. And they fertilize the ground too. And they're vegetarian, so it doesn't smell bad. And they're just majestic, and I mean, everybody loves deer, right? They have cute antlers and cute fur pelts and faces. And anyway, I ended up like hanging out with this one, and it like ate my souvenir map of Nara Park, and then it tried to eat my umbrella and my wallet, but I stood up and I was like, no, okay, we're done. Bye-bye. And I got to pet it and everything, and I was really happy. And then I went back to the car, and I was like, I guess I'm done. And then I looked up some information about what else you can do in Nara, because I was going to leave, find some place to park for the night for free. And I realized that there was this giant temple there that I had just missed this like big event for Obon. They had a big event like 2 days before, and I was like, I could have been here, but I wasn't. And I can't believe I've been talking for so long. I'm really tired. And I'm sore. Whew. So I wanted to go to the temple that was supposed to be like really significant for the area, and it was raining, it was dark, and I walked there from where I was parked, and it was raining, and I took some photos, did the little adjust setting and everything, and got some pretty nice night photography by my phone standards. And then I went back, and I can't remember, I think I tried to go to an onsen after that. Maybe like one or two, and one of them was closed, and then I went back to the second one. And I was trying to drive to this location that I was going to spend the night at, because I booked a temple stay. And originally I was going to go with my mom, but then she decided to cancel that vacation. So it was just me. I was just going there, and went to the onsen. The onsen was fantastic. It was fantastic, super fantastic. And then found a park to park in for the night. And the next morning I walked around, and there were a bunch of like old people at the park. And then I went to the outskirts of Osaka, and I had like the best pancakes ever. It was like this Hawaiian American pancake joint, and they had fantastic pancakes. And then they had also a little bit of like Hawaiian food. So I had some of that, and it was really, really good. And then I went to the mountain where I had the temple stay, and it was like so hot that day, and I didn't know what to do with the dog, and I was just really, really tired. But the temple was beautiful. Stayed there one night, spent some time there the next morning, just walking around doing stuff. And then after that, I was finished. So all that was left was to drive back home, and I went through Nagoya because I wanted to get some of the special miso-based tonkatsu that they have there. And I didn't realize that Nagoya is like huge. It's like as big as Tokyo. It's like as metropolitan as like any of the big cities that are there. And I just had no idea that Nagoya was like that huge. And it was stupid because I didn't have money for parking or food or anything like that. Like, I mean, I had some money. No. I had some money for parking. No, did I? I can't remember. I just remember I kept trying to find a place that would take my credit card, and I thought I found a place. And then I was so excited once I finally figured out my parking situation that when I got to the restaurant, I forgot to ask them if they accept credit card, and I sat down and I just like ordered. I was like, I want the miso tonkatsu, the special like thing that everybody goes there for. And they were like, okay, cool, we'll get that for you. And then I was like, oh shit, I forgot to ask them if they accept credit card. And I already put in my order and everything. They didn't accept credit card. And I didn't find out until after I had eaten. And I looked at the menu, and I made sure that I had enough money to cover what was on the menu, but I misread the menu, and I didn't have enough money to cover it. So I was up there, and I was like, fuck, I mean, what? And they called the manager over, and I was like, I have, like, I think the bill was $15 or $17, and I was like, I have $13. Like, that's it. And I paid with like Japanese money. Like, $1 is a coin, 50 cents is a coin, $5 is a coin, and then $10 is a bill, right? So I think I paid all in coins, and when I told her I had $13, I was like not including like 1-cent coins and like 5-cent coins, and then I think I had maybe like 3 10-cent coins. So it was actually $13 and like 37 or 38 cents or something like that. Something similar to that. Like not 100. And so I gave her the money, and then I still had some left over. And she kind of looked like, oh, you actually have some left over. I thought that was all the money you had. And I was like, do you want this? Do you want everything I have? Like, I'm sorry, I didn't have enough money. Like, I didn't realize that you guys didn't accept credit cards. And I didn't do my due diligence. Like, I'm a piece of shit, okay? Like, Do I need to lambast myself before you? Like, I need to, like, humiliate myself even more? I was hoping I wouldn't have to. Like, isn't it bad enough that this has happened? Like, for all of us involved. Isn't it bad enough? I think it is, right? Without me having to give you my last, like, 37 cents. Do you want it? Do you want 37 cents? Is it going to make a difference? It's not making a difference for me other than, like my non-existent shred of self-esteem that's just 37 cents gone. I don't know. But anyway, it was just kind of like one of those moments where it was like, oh, you actually, like, you're not giving us all your money. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm not. Should I have included that? I thought it was honestly insulting to, like, give her everything, but also I was afraid for my parking, my car situation. I was so afraid. Anyway, on the way out, I was like, I can never come here again, which is sad because the food was delicious. It was so good. It was so good. I can never have it again because of how embarrassing that situation was. Oh, I could cry. I could cry. It's just so sad. Do you see his outfit? He's wearing a Tigger costume. Yes. Yes, should I pull this on top of your head? Oh my gosh. So, 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 after that, I was walking back to the car and I found an ATM and I was able to get money off of my credit card. Because I do have a debit card, but I don't remember the key for it. And I tried to get money off the credit card, and I didn't remember the key for that either. And then I, like, called them, and I was like, hey, I forgot my key. Can you guys reset it for me? And they were like, you don't even have one. You've never set up, like, the ability to take money out of your credit card or your line of credit or whatever. And I was like, what? Really? I've never, like, tried to do a cash advance with my card? And I was like, yes, I'm so smart and responsible. But anyway, I set it up. What is wrong with you? Walking across my legs is not going to help you get my food. Thank you. No, you can't have it. I was able to take out some money. I was like, this is going to last me until I get back. And the end of the month, I can't remember if that was all the money that I had for the end of the month. Because that was at the beginning of the month, I think. But anyway, I went through Shizuoka and I went to the beach and I got sunburned hella bad. Like, the day before my vacation was up. And there were some beautiful sights and there were some okay things, and there was an experience at an onsen where, like, I was ignored and treated like a pariah. I don't know why. Maybe it was the sunburn. Maybe it was the fact that I was a foreigner. Maybe it was the fact that I was a sunburned foreigner. But then my vacation was over. The end. I'm so happy. I'm ready to finish. Okay, guys? I hope everybody in the world has a beautiful, fantastic day. I hope if you have a crappy day that you can find solace and comfort in that you probably have not had the worst day of anyone ever in the entire world. Somebody out there has had a worse day. I mean, at least you're not dead, right? And you can watch this video. I mean, even if you don't watch this video, have a good day. I gotta go. I'm gonna watch New Big Bang Theory. Peace. Deuces.